We are back on YouTube because it's been too long and we're live. We are here.
I know y'all like, where the hell y'all probably thinking, that's why I ain't going backpacking.
Right.
See? Because you vanish.
You hang with tigers and you get eaten.
Y'all, we got so many cool stories for you guys.
And more so than anything is to talk more and speak about that experience and why we went traveling to begin with, what we learned while we were traveling, and how it's been after, because it's been a completely different experience coming back to the States than we thought it was before we left. We changed so much, and everything we learned we want to share with you guys because we live completely different lives now. We eat different, we think differently, we put different things into our body than we did before.
Okay.
So with that, so much has changed. We really want to revamp this channel. We're still going to focus on traveling because that's a big part of our lives, and we want to record those journeys, but we also want to talk about the other things. We are like super into cooking and food, and we live a vegan lifestyle now, and we're like top chef around this bitch. So we want to show you what we cook, how we do it, what we eat. We make some good stuff. We can talk about why we even left, because we have friends and family who subscribe to us, but not everybody knows us and knows why we went on that journey and what we were going through before we went on that journey.
We're going to rewind back to, how many years ago?
2015.
2015. Tanai was working for a Fortune 500 company. I was working at a really large car dealership here in Las Vegas, and we both were doing really good, especially on paper. It was cool. We'd party a lot, spend a lot of money, and buy a lot of expensive stuff, but
it was all stuff.
Yeah.
And we found that we weren't satisfied with all that stuff. We saw our lives going in two ways. It was the traditional path with marriage and family and a house and a car, which is great for anybody who wants that. But we also knew that we wanted a different experience. Our own dreams included us seeing the world and seeing more than what we'd experienced or anybody we've known had experienced before.
You know, it was crazy because right before we left, people thought we were crazy. That's what one of my buddies told me on the phone. Wes, I don't think you know what you're doing. You need to wait till you're retired before you could go traveling.
It's like, why do you have to wait till you retire when I'm old? I can't do all the shit that I'm trying to do now. I can't go hiking up mountains. I can't go scuba diving or whatever I want to do because I'm old as hell.
On the outside, I had everything I wanted. You know, beautiful wife, cool spot, everything. You know, job that paid really well, but on the inside, I was just empty. And, you know, Tanai as well. I mean, we had each other and we loved each other to death, but we just knew there was so much more to life.
So after we got married, we did a honey fund to help support our honeymoon. And we were going to go to Bali and have that whole eat, pray, love kind of experience and get out in nature, because our honeymoon, we wanted to do something that was going to help us come closer together. So we wanted to have a spiritual experience. So Bali was the place that we chose. But as we started looking around, we were like, what if we just stayed in Bali and, not to say never come back, but just stay for a while?
She's kind of watering it down because it started off as a joke. I was in the shower one day and I think she was just talking to me from like the bedroom, and she was like, hey, let's just sell all our stuff and keep traveling from Bali. I busted out laughing. I mean, like, hand on my knees, hysterical. Almost slipped and fell while I was in the shower from laughing so hard. And you know, I laughed so hard that it kind of made sense. I don't know what happened. It's just like a little voice clicked and said, why not?
After we had joked about it a few times, he was like, okay, all right, maybe that will work. Tell you, it just made sense. Like, hey, we want to do this. We should do this. This is how we can do this.
And my black ass was sold. And so, I mean, I think 90 days later, we had sold everything. Couches, our paintings,
And in the meantime, he had been packing lunch every single day, both cooking meals at home, doing everything we could to save up for this trip, and then we were ready to go. Within 90 days, we were out of our house, everything sold, and we had canceled our round trip flight. Well, we didn't cancel it because we couldn't cancel it until we were actually there, but it turned into a one-way to Bali, and then we were going to country hop until however many months later and just have a good time.
So thankful for that experience because as you could see, us, I mean, we look different, we feel different. Our marriage is like closer than it's ever been before.
It was like a crash course, and even like before we left, we were scared as hell. Like that's not something you go into and you're like, oh, okay, let's do this. Yeah, you do, but when you actually get on that flight, that's when shit gets real. And it's just us two, and whatever happens, we have to figure it out together because you don't have anybody else.
And you know, it's one of those things that after coming back, looking back at how much we've grown, you couldn't put a price tag on that.
And then so after having all those experiences and learning everything we did, when we came back, we thought, oh great, we'll just go back to our old life and kind of incorporate this new stuff, but that was not the case. And that was one of the reasons for leaving, because we were so confident that when we would come back, we would go back to our old lives and our old jobs, but the universe was like, hell no, you're different people now, you have purpose, and you need to be of service and utilize those skills and everything that you learned on your journey. So it was really difficult coming back, and
it was scary.
Yeah.
Difficult is not the word, it's scary. I mean, you're coming back to your old reality a different person.
Yeah, it's like you don't even fit in the world anymore. Like the food is trash in America. Like we went from eating fresh food and real fruit to coming back and it tastes like plastic, and your stomach hurts. And
you know what real orange juice really tastes like? Like real orange juice is serious, man.
And then like it's a cool story to tell, like, hey, you went backpacking all over, but nobody really cares. So it's like you're all excited, like, oh, I did this, and people are like, yeah, that's great, because they haven't lived in a different reality, which is fine, but it's completely different than yours.
It's just like, you know,
and everything's changed, your spirit has changed, everything, and it's just like it's hard to.
You don't like the same music.
You don't like the same music. You don't want to go to the same places. Your friends are like, oh, you acting brand new, but that's not the case. It's like I am brand new. Like I wasn't expecting this, but I am, and it's just what happens, and you can't go back to a job. We tried going back to corporate jobs, and it was like torture.
The thing is,
to my soul.
It's once you experience that level of freedom,
you can't go back.
You can't. You think you know freedom until you really like taste freedom. And it's one of those things, it's like, oh, I can never go back. I can't go back to the old reality. So for us now, it's all about living the most out of each day.
We really had to change our whole lifestyle and really figure out what we wanted to do in this life and how we could keep our freedom but still be of service and share all the things that we learned with everybody else. So,
you know, I now wake up to pursuing my purpose and not really pursuing a paycheck anymore. And that was the biggest switch. It's about living, it's about helping, it's about sharing, it's about being present. And so I'm present, man. I'm out here. I'm living every moment to the fullest. And y'all are gonna be in for some stuff on this journey. And so what the goal for now for this video is we're gonna just open up and share all the things we've learned, why we take so much more care of our body now, why we look at the ingredients before we eat it now.
Right, because that is the only thing I regret. Looking back at old videos, we didn't really talk as much, sharing our experiences. I'm sure people would have loved to hear that. But I guess at the time, you're in the moment. And also, I don't think I was really ready to talk about like what we were going through. Because when you have lessons that you're learning in life, it's hard. And so, yeah, it was great that we're all going to all these places and traveling all over and you see these beautiful sights. But we were going through our own internal things. I realized one thing about myself is that I complain too much. Like, I got on my own nerves, and hearing myself talk and complain, like, I had to realize, like, damn, you should really shut the hell up and just be happy in this moment and enjoy this blessing that you have. That was a big realization, and I changed that after that amongst so many other things.
Changed all around. I mean, I got a chance to learn my wife's strengths, and she got a chance to learn my strengths, and I learned my strengths, and she learned her strengths. I didn't know I was so good at reading maps.
Every single aspect, we learned so much about ourselves, and I don't think I would have learned that in any other capacity besides traveling.
Nah, not at all. So for us guys, I'm so thankful to have you checking in with us still. Thank you for being patient.
Right, it's been a long time.
We're about to hit you with some flames. So I'm hoping you got some water next to your laptop, next to your cell phone, because them flames is coming. But anyway, thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Love, Faith, and Flights.
It's about everything now, not just travel. We take a ton of flights, but all the things that we love, our faith, all the things that we believe in, and just share what we've learned and what we can bring to the world, and maybe you can learn something from it. So we'll see.
And if you got some questions, some stuff you want us to talk about, write it in the comments, because we answer them. We get back to you. And don't be shy with it. Ask whatever you want to ask. Give us some feedback. Tell us what you think. Check out some of our old videos. Give us some feedback on that.
We have new social media. We took a long break from social media. That whole year we were gone. No Instagram, no Facebook. So we haven't just been gone from YouTube. We've been gone like off the face of the earth almost. But we're back. So hit us up, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff.
I could just stare at this girl all day.
And we'll see you soon.